Today we are going to go over our spelling words for this week. For our first one, let's begin coding, labeling our consonants and our vowels. With this spelling pattern, we're going to divide right after that first vowel because I need 2 syllables, 1 vowel sound in each syllable. That syllable ends with a vowel, so we're going to mark it with a macron. Consonant, vowel, consonant, mark it with a brief. This one's tricky because we don't quite say it as it's written. But that first syllable is pie. Second syllable, let. Altogether, pilot. Pilot. Yeah, we kind of say it just a little differently. So we'll notice that more as we study our words that they aren't always pronounced as they're written. Our next one, the 2 letters are going to make one sound. We hear just that sound. Then we notice another spelling pattern, that vowel consonant E. E makes the I. Say I and mark it with a macron, making that long I sound, and the E is silent. Our word is r. I, t, altogether right. And this one's like, please write your name. This one we can start coding our vowels and consonants. Together, CH makes one sound like our keyword chin. The syllable ends with a consonant, so we're going to mark it with a brief. My word is inch, altogether, inch. This one is a tricky one. So when we start labeling, our Y is going to make the vowel sound at the end of the word. And here it's making actually the long I sound, like our keyword like July, which we'll talk about kind of later. But it is making that long I sound. And then what also is tricky is we're going to actually divide here. And sometimes you hear it pronounced kind of like ra, that that schwa sound, that lazy schwa sound. Sometimes you hear the reply. So it's just kind of tricky how we're going to code that one. But my first syllable, ra, second syllable, apply. Altogether, reply. Our next one here, we're going to start labeling. And we'll notice that vowel consonant E. E makes the I say I. Cross off that silent E. We also notice there's an S at the end, making a base word, and a suffix S. And the suffix S means plural, more than one. So my word is l. I, n, all together, lines. This next one, we'll begin coding our vowels and our consonants. You'll notice that vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. So we'll divide between the consonants. Vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with a brief. This one's tricky. It's not mark it with the brief. We talked about this spelling pattern last week, but ER together makes one vowel sound. That sound. So my first syllable, big. My second syllable, ger, all together, bigger. This next one, we're going to start coding. We hear both the b, sounds, we'll just code them with consonants. The I is my vowel, and CK together makes one consonant sound after a short vowel. And here's my consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with the brief. So we'll talk about that spelling pattern this week. My word is ik, brick. My next one, start coding, and you might already notice that ER making one sound. This one, we're actually going to divide behind the consonant, so we have that consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with a brief, and then like I said, that second syllable is my so together, riv, river. So we'll be working on which side of that consonant to divide into 2 syllables this week. My next word here, we're going to code my vowels and my consonants. And here we're going to divide in between the V and the E to make this vowel consonant. Mark it with the brief, vowel, consonant, mark it with the brief, okay? And the difference is if we divide between my I and the V, we'd have guy, vin, which is not a word. We want that first syllable to be give, my second syllable in. Altogether, given. And like I said, we'll talk about which side of that consonant to divide on this week. Okay, the next one, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. Great. Now we need to decide what side of the consonant to divide on. I want that long open sound since that vowel is at the end of the syllable. So my first syllable is I, consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with the brief, lent. Altogether, silent. This one we can start coding. That vowel, consonant, E. E makes the I say I, fine. Ooh, together, WH makes one sound. We'll keep coding our vowels and consonants. There's that ER making one sound. Now we'll notice 2 vowel sounds. We need 2 syllables. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Divide in the middle. Finally, one we know here. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with the brief. Then this vowel back here is making that sound. Good. So my first syllable, wisp, purr, whisper. Together, WH makes one sound, makes that sound. Just a little different sound there. Here, Y is my vowel here, making that long I sound. And then we have So that's kind of tricky here. I'd say that's some sort of red word, right? My next one, we'll start coding. We have 2 vowels. We need to divide somewhere. Let's try right after my first vowel, making that first syllable a long I sound. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Mark it with the brief. Iron. You're right. We don't really say ron. Iron. Definitely kind of crazy kind of word there. So iron. Just have to remember that back sound. Good. And my last one. This one is definitely a red word. Because we just talked about IGH making the long I sound. But here we have a silent E in there. So, and if you kind of remember though, EIGH makes my long A sound, but my word isn't hate. So this one is definitely a red word. So we have to remember that silent E in there. Height. These red words for the week are red words because OO usually says my oo sound like moon, or my sound like book. Ooh, And here we just hear the or sound, and kind of that O is silent, right? Like one word like for, right? But for these 2, there's that extra O in there, which makes both of these red words, okay? This one also is a red word because OUR is our owl, power sound, and my word isn't power. You just hear the kind of the O-R or sound. So that's why this one also is a red word. We need to just remember it. When we go over this one, everyone says pint. That's exactly what it looks like, pint. But this is a red word, pint. You might see jelly in a pint jar or something like that. A little small pint jar. And same thing with this one, right? You might think you would code it like that. B-off, bath. That's not our word. It's making my long sound. B-o-th. So these two are also red words because there's kind of that wild, long sound in between the consonant, vowel, consonant spelling pattern. Okay, those are our words for the week.